Grayscale buys 12,000 Bitcoin in 24 hours. Next on your 4-Minute Bitcoin. Today's show is from a post by Jimmy Akey at Inside Bitcoin and brought to you by Boom. Grayscale Investments has built a solid position to become the largest institutional player in the cryptocurrency space. This week, it recorded another milestone with its Bitcoin Trust. Kevin Rook, a tech and business insider, reported that Grayscale had added 12,000 Bitcoin to its Grayscale Bitcoin Investment Trust. Rook pointed out that Grayscale's single-day haul eclipsed the 11,512 Bitcoin that the firm had purchased throughout all of last week. Now, the company's total Bitcoin holdings have now grown to $13.7 billion. The news comes after Grayscale halted investments into its crypto trust. Investments into the company's digital large cap fund, well, they were also halted. Grayscale immediately doused fears, explaining to industry news sources that the move was due to the end of a 6-month lockup period for selling recently purchased shares of the Bitcoin Trust. Ben Lilly, an analyst at Jarvis Labs, well, he explained in a report that the shares in question had been purchased in June. As Lilly explained, these shares could have been sold to non-accredited investors in the open market, effectively reducing the Bitcoin Trust's value. Now, with the Bitcoin Trust being large, this sell-off could eventually drag down Bitcoin prices as well. Thus, Bitcoin could become more attractive to institutions looking to buy the dip. Now, while Lilly believes that Grayscale's moves could drag down the price of Bitcoin, it's worth noting that the company isn't the only institution out there. Data from a Twitter user yesterday showed that major exchanges had seen outflows of about 16,000 Bitcoin yesterday. Analysts believe that these outflows, well, that they're most likely due to institutional purchases, with many of the Bitcoin going into cold storage. Many have noted the role of institutions in fueling what is thought to be a Bitcoin scarcity. Last month, cryptocurrency investment firm Pantera Capital, well, they explained in a report that the recent price rally was due primarily to companies like PayPal, Square, and Cash App, which have snatched up about 70% of all newly mined Bitcoins. Now, with Bitcoin's monetary policy programmed to be deflationary over time, improved adoption will boost purchase power and fuel scarcity. Pantera claimed that the latter had kicked in, and thanks to institutions flooding the market. One thing's for sure, Grayscale now owns a boatload of Bitcoin. That's for sure. Please, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and this episode is brought to you by Boom, the great Bitcoin conference I host every year in Dallas, Texas. Now, Boom is a true Bitcoin event, not a cryptocurrency event or an altcoin event. So if you're interested in Bitcoin, please take a look at bitblockboom.com. I hope I get to meet you in person this August at this year's event. I'm Gary Leland, the Bitcoin Boomer, and thanks for joining me on another 4-Minute Bitcoin show. This is a bitblockboom.com production.